Bulginaka, do you know that cybercrime is becoming a growing problem in Fiji?
Cybercrime is defined as a crime in which a computer is the object of the crime, such as hacking and spamming.
Cybercrime is also cyberbullying and using fake profiles to cause panic and spreading false news.
If you're involved in this or know anyone who's committing these crimes, report them immediately.
I'm Polly.
And I'm Peter.
We host the Traffic Jam Show on City FM.
From 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. every weekday.
Do the right thing.
Yandra Vinaka, Fiji. In this bulletin, domestic violence numbers rise. Agriculture initiative aimed for the future. And Donald Trump announces new measures as protests grow.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
Domestic violence cases has gone up another notch, with the police saying it has noted an increase in numbers after the nationwide curfew came into force. Commissioner of Police Brigadier General Siphiwe Ngiliho says all perpetrators in the latest cases are males and the offences took place in domestic settings. Ngiliho says 96% of reported domestic violence cases since last month were related to assault, while the balance was for sexual offences. The police saying these are trying times for all, and people, particularly on the home front, need to cut out the behaviour.
You need to control yourselves in this period that we are going through. And we've said it from the start. We will come out and investigate those and take people to task accordingly. Then again, it's about being responsible, being caring for each other, and being unselfish about things. But you've got to share that confined space with family and loved ones, and you need to control tempers and all that.
COVID-19 has caused widespread disruption to people's livelihoods, driven primarily by movement restrictions, and has resulted in food security scares in various countries. The Ministry of Agriculture says coronavirus has affected food supply, as supply chains are facing issues and production being halted. The ministry is introducing various programs to help Fijians cope with the current situation, but also secure the future. The Ministry of Agriculture has put in place 5 different initiatives to help address food and nutritional security.
Over the next 6 weeks, the Ministry of Agriculture has strengthened over the last 6 weeks, the Ministry of Agriculture has strengthened its efforts to mobilize households and farmers to engage in productive agricultural activities to raise production to enhance food and nutritional security for all who are dependent on them to provide a steady supply of fresh produce.
An additional fever clinic has been set up at Savusavu's Ratunganilao Park. Chief Medical Advisor Chimesa Tundravu says this is the 38th fixed fever station in the country. Dr. Tundravu says there continues to be an increase in the number of people visiting the fixed fever clinics. Dr. Tundravu says the mobile fever clinics continue as well. The ministry had deployed mobile fever clinic teams to Lami today.
We are happy that the message and the understanding has increased amongst our population, that when they have symptoms, they present to the fever clinic.
The Ministry of Health mobile fever clinic teams throughout the country have screened over 305,750 people since April 2nd. This approach is part of the ministry's strategy to contain and stop the transmission of COVID-19. Climate change is expected to greatly increase the intensity of tropical cyclones in the future, raising a need to construct houses according to the building guidelines. Housing Minister Pramila Kumar says the construction carried out in rural areas are exempted from Public Health Act 1935. Therefore, designs are not drawn up to withstand the cyclones. A survey following Tropical Cyclone Winston in 2016 saw a guideline developed, something which pointed towards construction of substandard. Kumar says the guideline is aimed at the informal sector and for those houses built in the rural and maritime areas.
And we have seen that most of the houses that came down once the study was undertaken, it clearly showed that some of these houses really did not have proper strapping, did not have proper roof design and so forth. So that's why it came down.
Part of funding from last year's fundraising events by the Fiji Red Cross Society will be channeled to help those affected by Tropical Cyclone Harold. FRCS Director Elisapevi Rokotunindao says they managed a profit of $12,000 from 5 campaigns. Money collected from can shaking, walkathons and movie nights, to name a few, has been paying for essential supplies for TC Harold victims. The Red Cross has been in all the badly affected communities and has distributed an initial round of supplies while also assessing damage.
That money is targeted for us to assist us to purchase our kits that we use to prepare ourselves for cyclones and for any disaster.
There will be no irengu-rengu for former Prime Minister Laisini Ngarase in respect for his last wishes. His family has confirmed that Ngarase died at the Oceania Hospital in Suva at 6:10 a.m. yesterday. Ngarase will be laid to rest at his home village of Mavana in Vanuatu. Funeral arrangements are yet to be finalized. The 79-year-old is survived by his wife Lemba, their 7 children, 26 grandchildren and 3 great-grandchildren. Coming up, fate of Dean's competition looks gloomy. And OFC Nations Cup cancelled.
Oira na ngwane na nonda inuni ena beisinga ni mataka.
Mersusunga da kena loma dina kena mikron.
Sakena ngau na mitaro bina nora baksanga i kapala loma taki na ngwane. Dalabina oya wa meliki.
Bulre oya wa Samuel Samuli.
Nama kikirau ena be mataka.
Boniti kena makarombuka.
Ni wai tiri kalima na miniti me ono kina tiri na kaloko. Ena Radio Fiji One na ndomo ibiti.
Indaw kina na mataka. Dandramay na singabo.
The future of the much-anticipated secondary schools rugby Deans competitions looks gloomy. This taking into account the unpredictability of the COVID-19 virus and the school term being shifted for resumption in June. Fiji Rugby Union Chief Executive John O'Connor says dialogues are underway on the next steps to be taken.
We're having discussions with the secondary schools rugby and the Ministry of Education. Just discussions, but the thing is, whether the restrictions will be lifted in June.
Dates for the postponed local badminton tournaments will be confirmed post-coronavirus. Badminton Fiji tournament organiser Andrea Whiteside says until the current COVID-19 situation stabilises, they will be able to make plans for the deferred tournaments. Adding to this, Badminton Fiji is yet to select a team for the World Junior Championship in September. However, Whiteside says players should continue their individual trainings.
Program that will be set soon. It's important for them to keep up their training. So in terms of their own preparation, that's what we have to set forward.
The Oceania Football Confederation Nations Cup has been cancelled after it was agreed to by the Executive Committee. The qualifying stage event that was scheduled to take place in the Cook Islands in March was previously postponed, with the final stage due to take place in New Zealand in June. OFC's 11 member associations have experienced challenging operating conditions, and many of these countries are in lockdown. There are also restrictions on international travel that makes the main tournament unplayable in the coming months, and teams would not be able to adequately prepare. The Nations Cup will not be moved to a new window to ensure the FIFA World Cup qualifying process can begin later this year, and matches must take place according to the FIFA International Match Calendar. And looking at the weather, cloudy conditions with a chance of afternoon showers over the group today. And that is UFBC Morning News. Join us at 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. Remember, in times of crisis, you need factual news that you can trust. Stop believing fake news about the COVID-19 on social media. Fight misinformation by getting only the facts about the coronavirus from verified news sources like FBC TV's radio and digital media news. www.fbcnews.com.fj, keeping Fijians connected with the truth.
हमारे खूबसूरत देश फिजी में चाइल्ड अब्यूज की घटनाएं आए दिन बढ़ रही हैं।
क्यों बच्चों का मासूम बचपन अब्यूज का शिकार हो जाता है?
अपने बच्चों की सुरक्षा का खास ख्याल रखें।
उनसे बातचीत करें, उनके दोस्तों के बारे में जानें।
आज के बच्चे देश का भविष्य है। मैं दीप्ति
और मैं मोनिश,
आपके हमसफर। शामिल हो जाए हमारे साथ मंडे टू फ्राइडे
5:45 AM से 10 AM तक
रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन पर।